now against the genocide
That's
in
right.
Gaza. And early on, we recognized that it was a genocide, but now people are seeing with the starvation images that are undeniable that are coming out that Israel is withholding the aid and starving Gaza. It's obviously a genocide now.
It's a genocide.
And, you know, the old powers that be are fading, but they still have that lock on, the presidency and Congress. Meanwhile, the people are seeing what's going on and are just horrified that our own government is aiding and abetting a genocide that's going on in Gaza. So,
It's an apartheid state, and it can't be painted any more clear than if you read Ta-Nehisi Coates' latest book. He ties in, if you've got any connection to South Carolina, he ties in South Carolina white supremacy to Zionism, and there is a direct link between the two. So the education that we were deprived growing up in South Carolina is out there. We just have to seek it and know the truth and know just how complicit South Carolina has been in this genocide of Gaza.
Well, we just want a ceasefire between the war of Palestine and Israel. Benjamin Netanyahu, please allow food aid in to starving, hungry little children and everybody affected in the Palestine. And because there have been a lot of wars in the past, Intifada and the 6-day war and all that. We just need a ceasefire. We call on the United Nations to mediate peace between this upcoming September United Nations General Assembly. Benjamin Netanyahu and the people, the politicians in Gaza and Palestine and Israel need to come up to a ceasefire.
we call on Donald Trump, the U.S. president, to pick up the phone and call Benjamin Netanyahu and say, let the humanitarian food aid to Gaza now and stop the starvation, stop withholding the medical aid, let the medicines and the humanitarian aid in, and stop bombing Gaza. It's time to stop this now. It's time to end the war in Gaza, get the Israeli hostages free, and stop the starving and the suffering of Palestinians in Gaza. Donald Trump, if you don't do this, then you're complicit. You're part of the problem because you're propping up and supporting Benjamin Netanyahu.
Basically a war criminal as well.
Yeah.
Selling
also,
arms to Israel.
Yeah,
Stop the selling of the arms.
Right. I was going to say with that, keep the heat on your senators, your reps in the House. Because, I mean, some of them are changing their minds. Like, look at Marjorie Taylor Greene. Now she's all like, this is a genocide, you know, whatever. You need to make sure that they know that we do not support sending weapons and money for this war to Israel. They need to hear it over and over and over until they get it.
We need to talk about why does the U.S. support Israel so much, even though Israel violates so many human rights? It has to do with special interest lobbies with the money. They're buying our politicians, so our politicians are blindly supporting Israel and what it's doing, instead of doing what Americans want. And Americans are, across the board, a majority of us have been calling for a ceasefire, want this to end. So, I mean, we need to break the power of AIPAC and the pro-Israel lobby and the hold they have on Congress, on the U.S. president, and, you know, have our politicians represent us, not AIPAC. That was dramatic.
There might be a natural cut there.
I forgot what I was going to say.
Keep talking about Palestine.
Christian nationalism and its role in supporting Israel really needs to be looked at. If you haven't already, the idea of Israel, you know, being a piece of biblical lore,
that's right,
of returning all the Jews back to Israel is such a driver of American support for Israel, trying to return them back, basically, so Christ can come back and destroy Israel. That is the way that Christian nationalism weaves into this.
And one of the big Israel lobby groups is called Christians United for Israel. And they're practically working hand in glove with the Israeli government to propagandize Americans through their churches to say that if you're a Christian, you have to support Israel. Jesus didn't talk about that. Jesus talked about love your neighbor. And as far as I can tell, love your neighbor means love your Palestinian neighbor and your Israeli neighbor. So, I mean, we really need to stop that kind of nonsense. You know, if you're a Christian, you need to love your neighbor.
If you're a Christian, you can't support genocide.
That's right.
You just can't.
That's right.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Thank you all. Thank you all so
Thank
much.
you.
All right.